Welcome to the Industry Show. I'm your host, Nitin Bajaj, and joining me today is Priyanka Mathur. Priyanka, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Nitin. Thank you for having me.
Great to be here. Great to have you. So let's start with who is Priyanka?
Well, that is interesting. So Priyanka is girl next door. She's very simple girl next door with simple expectations, dreams, and she works really hard for those dreams. And one thing I believe what makes me me is I like challenges. I like to do things out of my comfort zone, which help me to get experience in very non-conventional ways. And again, not everything that I do is a success, but both success and failure teach lessons, and those little lessons becomes foundation for the next venture. So I would say Priyanka is simple but daring, and don't get scared to try new stuff or do unconventional stuff that is expected or stereotyped of her.
That's awesome. Now that we know a little about you and that you like a little bit of adventure, let's play a small game. And I'll share some of these themes with you, and you can say they're either overrated or underrated. Ready?
Okay, let's do
All
it.
right, let's do this. So, the first one is stock market prices,
Overrated.
DEI,
Um, Underrated.
okay, startup valuations,
Currently overrated.
metaverse,
I would say overrated.
what about cash,
That is underrated.
the great resignation,
Overrated a bit.
okay. What about crypto,
Definitely overrated, but that it's temporary. So yes,
real estate prices,
good for us. Overrated.
how about inflation,
um, Underrated.
okay. And what about NFTs?
Oh, that is exciting ones. I would say overrated. We'll see how they turn out because they're very young, but overrated for now.
That was awesome. Thanks for playing with us. Now, let's get back to the questions. Tell us about Medi-Pocket. What is it? What's the mission, the vision, and the goal?
Sure. So Medi-Pocket is a cross-border care with Dr. AI where we connect international patients to the top US hospitals and specialists through our advanced artificially intelligent powered platform. Dr. AI is an intelligent, I would say, physician assistant that helps you to check your symptoms, help to navigate through the symptoms, and match to the right specialization. And from there, patients can connect to the best specialists or hospitals in US by sitting in their home country in just few clicks. At MediPocket, we believe that the right to the right and a quality care is right of every patient worldwide. And thus our mission with MediPocket is to bring specialty care borderless.
Sounds wonderful. I'm curious, I have my own impression, but obviously want to hear from you. Why do this and why do this now?
MediPocket is because of the need. Now,
Mhm.
I have experience working in the healthcare system of three different countries, Russia, India, and United States, and have seen patients and their family members struggling to get the best specialist advice, especially in the conditions that are critical, are rare, complicated, private, stigmatic in some countries. Most of the patients seek and desire to get this advice from the US specialist, but it has always been very, I would say, near to impossible because of a big uncertainties attached to it, accessibility, affordability, what, when, where, how to do it by sitting in your home country. And that is where MediPocket comes in. Through our platform, we connect the patients to the best hospitals and specialists in US in just few clicks. And I think that brings the confidence in the patient to continue the treatment either with their own doctor or find a better option. Why now? I think the answer is very clear with the current pandemic that we are going through. I mean, almost past 2 years, we are still into it. And it has shown that when the access to the care is restricted, when the travel is restricted for the pleasure or for medical reasons, your accessibility gets restricted, physical accessibility. And that is with MediPocket, we are bringing the access to the specialty care with US specialists cross-border to the patients to their home globally. Thus, as we believe, when the diseases don't have borders, the
Mhm.
healthcare should not have one too.
I love that mission. And, you know, one would think that access, especially in this country with all the infrastructure and the technology we have, would be pretty straightforward. But having experienced a little bit on my own, it's far from the truth.
We struggle. I think, I mean, especially just to add, we have seen that, the advanced countries like US, very advanced countries, even when the pandemics like this hit, the healthcare system gets really shattered in one way or overwhelmed. So that's where the technology comes in to help
True.
those.
And I recognize this is a huge undertaking. I'm curious to know what is the size and scale of your operations today?
Mhm. So MediPocket is a US entity. We have a subsidiary in India. We established partnerships with very renowned hospitals and specialists in US. We established partnership with the hospitals, insurance companies, and corporate partners in India to serve their patients, their members, and their employees to access the best specialists in US. And I think that the team is always very important. So we have a very strong and a diverse team in US and in India. And we have been mentored by a very successful entrepreneur that has proven by building not just a unicorn, but a decacorn company. And he backs up our I would say, mission because he believes in the vision of MediPocket. So after successful pilots that we have done, now MediPocket, we are launching our apps in January 2022 that will be free to be downloaded globally and use Dr. AI to navigate through their symptoms. And from there, they can simply book an appointment with a US specialist or request a treatment at the top US specialist in just few clicks.
That is super exciting and awesome. So, as you look at this industry that's highly regulated, too many moving parts, what's the biggest challenge you're facing as a startup, as a business, as a collection of people and a team?
I think any business, especially the startups at early age, they go to challenges every day, biggest challenges. And I would say the three big challenges that any early stage startup goes through is having a right team, the right partners, and right funding. With MediPocket, fortunately, we have accomplished two out of three of those. We have a strong team, and I would say right team, fortunately. We have right partners in place, fortunately. And now we are going for the right investment partners. Um, so I think with the challenges, again, one of the biggest challenges, funding is the oxygen for startups. So after accomplishing the two initial steps, we are going for our third step to get the right investment.
I think there is another step that you've done great at is picking the right kind of challenge. Kudos to you on that. On the other side, what's the biggest and most exciting opportunity you're targeting through this?
So we are very excited bringing cross-border care with Dr. AI to the market because it will open opportunity for more and more patients in India and worldwide to access the right specialist. Again, which was a struggle before, and that privilege was very restricted to a very small group of people before. So we are very excited bringing that. Also very excited for our Dr. AI, which will help patients to educate and get involved in their care. And from there, they can book an appointment or talk to the best specialist cross border. The conditions that we are addressing are very much in need, especially the conditions like cancer, diabetes, infertility, mental health, plastic surgery, and LGBTQ health support. So we are very excited bringing these specialists, I would say the renowned specialists together to help the patients worldwide.
That's really awesome. I'm super excited. Now, as you look back on your journey so far, and your experiences in India, Russia, and here, is there a moment or a lesson that came out when things didn't go the way you had planned, right? And then when you now look back, that moment, that lesson has helped you in your journey and will continue to maybe in the future.
I always say failures are your biggest teacher.
Yes.
So when I failed to get into medical school in India, I went to Russia to do my MD, and it really opened my horizon. At a very early stage, I was able to get exposed to a lot of new opportunities. And as I am me, I like challenges. I like to do things out of the comfort zone. So I was able to do a lot of things which I think if I would have been studying in India, might not be able to do it. So while studying medicine, I did teaching, I did marketing, I did sales, and I realized that medicine is my passion, but business is my interest. And fortunately, all those lessons and learnings I was able to put into MediPocket and combine my passion and interest together.
I love that. And this whole attitude of going out of your comfort zone is so inherent to an entrepreneur, but it's not easy. So that's amazing that, right from that early age you always had that inclination. So that can take you far and it has. So that's awesome. Now let's switch gears a little bit and come to my favorite part of the show, which is the one-line life lessons. And these are just to talk a little bit about this. These one-line life lessons are moments and lessons that have changed you or come to define you. These are not quotes as much as action items, and we would love to have 5 of these from you that we can share with with our audience.
I love life lessons. And I think the ones that I would say define me
Mhm.
would be that it's never too late to be what you might have been.
Hmm.
And people won't listen to you or won't believe you when you say, but they will believe when you do
Mhm.
something. The three P's, important P's, which is patience, persistence, and perspiration, are unbeatable combination for success.
Mhm.
Now, success doesn't mean absence of problem, but the way you deal with them.
Right.
And a goal for a business should be to do good in the society. I think those five, I would say, my life lessons I try to apply with MediPocket and with my personal life.
Very on point, very precise, and I noticed the 3 P's that line up with Priyanka. So that's really cool. We'd love to add these to our collection, and for people that are watching and listening, we have an entire collection on onlinelifelessons.com. You can follow us on the website. You can go on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you follow your content. It's it's out there. So do take advantage of that. Priyanka, thank you so much for being with us here today and for taking time out to share your story and journey. Congratulations again on coming up with this amazing opportunity to fix this huge challenge that we are facing as a community in the healthcare space. We would love to follow up and follow through with your continued success. And good luck and thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. And as you said, I chose the right channel with the right mission coming to Industry Show. So thank you for having me here.